All right, y'all. So here's the deal. We're gonna have a frank discussion, a very candid discussion. A lot of this is about attitude folk be bringing, and when y'all hear some of these stories, y'all gonna lose your damn mind and think that this can't happen to you. And quite honestly, it happens more often than you think. So I'm gonna turn this video around because it's kind of, well, I guess I'll leave it on my good-looking self. Ain't nothing to see. It's kind of dark. But, you know, I help people find houses. And so I'm dealing with people at their most vulnerable time when they just left home. I'm dealing with people at the most vulnerable period of their life when they just left home, sold all their stuff or just left all their stuff or whatever. And now they looking to start a brand new life and they need a place to live. And now they stressed and frustrated and overwhelmed and probably questioning everything they done to get here. So when I share these stories, this is not me picking on any particular person. This is not me talking about you. This is something that needs to be discussed because a lot of folks' expectations are really just out of whack. And I'm not talking about expectations in terms of finding houses or properties or anything like that. I'm talking about the way they carry on and behave once they land in Mexico, and how they talk and treat other people, and how they're well, let me just talk about it. So, number one, and I'm probably gonna make another video about this to go a little bit more in depth when I'm able to focus and have some notes in front of me. So, one of the common things that I see here when people arrive and they're talking to a waiter, waitress, or talking to a service attendant or somebody at the store, most of the time people get frustrated and y'all catch an attitude at the person that you're dealing with. And here's what happens. This is what y'all do, many of you. I don't understand what you saying. Now this is what they saying with a nasty attitude to the attendant, as if it's the attendant's job to speak English. Let's get something straight. You bought a plane ticket and decided to fly to Mexico. You decided to go to a foreign country where you didn't know the language. You decided all of this. And so when you had this attitude and yell at these folks talking about, I don't understand what you saying, with the most hateful rhetoric and the most hateful attitude, that's not nice. And I just need you to get it together, because it ain't their job to be trying to understand you. It's your job to understand them. It's the other way around. And if you don't understand them, it's better to have a better attitude and a better tone when you're dealing with folks. Because guess what? They ain't gonna help you. And even if they spoke a little bit of English, they ain't gonna help you. Because why would they? You're being nasty. And it's uncalled for. When I say I see folks be nasty, I'm talking about folks that's just downright nasty. And unfortunately for me, it's just flat out embarrassing to be with you. Because many times I gotta go back and see these folks with other clients, with other customers. And so when you up there cutting the slap food, I gotta come back. And I don't like being put in these situations when you're yelling and being disrespectful to these folks because you lack the patience. It's your job to learn the Spanish. There's other countries that you could go to where they speak English if it's going to be such an issue. But again, the arrogance and the idea that they need to understand you, and the fact that you can admit that, to get that to come out your mouth when you're saying that to somebody in a foreign country where you knowingly chose to come here to a place where they don't speak English. And this is what you carrying on doing. So check the attitudes, check the mouthing off, check the the arrogance and check all of that, because it doesn't get you far, and it won't. And again, I understand many times folks are frustrated, overwhelmed, and stressed, but in general, you just don't talk to people that way. You just don't treat people that way. It's not right. You know what I mean? And we can all just do a whole lot better with our attitudes and the way we treat people. You know what I mean? Now, you might do that at home, but please don't do it with me. I ain't trying to be around all of that kind of energy, because it's not nice. It's not pleasant. So, again, now, other issues. A lot of this have to do with the mindset. Now, let's get this straight. When you come to Mexico, the currency here is pesos. It's not US dollars. Now, you might be able to get away with using some US dollars on a cruise ship coming in at a port, at a tourist destination like a Cancun or wherever, Cozumel, where the cruise ships pull in, and you don't have to exchange currencies because the businesses in that little area, no tourists to come in with US dollars. But the rest of Mexico, outside those tourist areas, guess what? They don't want your US dollars. The currency is pesos. So I'm gonna give you an example. There's people who come here with US dollars, and they want to pay their taxi in US dollars, and the taxi don't want your US dollar. I'm gonna turn the camera around because it's dark. The taxi don't want your US dollar because he got to take it to the damn money exchange place and exchange it. In other words, he had to go out of his way to go exchange the money, and then when he goes to exchange the money, he lose some of the value of the money. He generally has to lose. So generally, he might ask you for a little more money to compensate for the loss. And then some of y'all catch attitudes about that. He didn't ask you to pay him in US dollars. And I'll give you a good example. One person that we dealt with found a house that they really liked, and the house was 12,000 pesos. And so this person had all these US dollars on them, thousands of dollars of US dollars in their possession. So, you know, many places require 3 and 4 months rent up front. You know, 1 month deposit, first month rent, 2 deposits, and then a contract. So, you know, we looking at 48,000 pesos, or about 2,400 US dollars. And so this person had all these thousands of US dollars, and they wanted to pay the rent in US dollars, $2,400. The man was like, okay, I'll take your $2,400 US dollars, but I'm going to add an extra $100 or $200 on. I can't remember what the numbers were. I'm going to add that. You're going to have to pay me extra because, one, I got to go down to the thing and exchange the money. And I'm not going to get, when I exchange the money, because when you go to the money exchange place, you getting less back. And so the price of the house is 12,000 pesos or 48,000 pesos. At the end of the day, that man wants 48,000 pesos. He don't want your $2,400. Because if all you gave him was $2,400, when he go exchange it, he ain't getting 48,000 pesos back. So folks want to catch an attitude with the man because he won't take their US dollars. Well, guess what? He don't want your freaking US dollars. He want them 48,000 pesos. But you're demanding that he take your 2,400 US dollars. And so what happens at the end of the day? The man was like, you know what? You ain't even signed the damn lease, and you raising hell giving me all these damn problems. So guess what? I don't want you in my damn house as a tenant. Go find another house. And guess what happened? Lost the house. Because they were demanding this man take their US dollars. And the man was trying to take their US dollars and trying to explain, I got to mark it up a little bit to compensate for what I'm going to lose. That's reasonable. The man trying to make the deal work. But yet, and then when the person went back and did the math, they found that they was actually getting a better deal by paying the man a little extra money versus going into the money exchange place and exchanging the US dollars out for pesos and coming back. So they found that he offered them a better deal. But because they were so insistent on forcing somebody to take them US dollars, because they was trying to get rid of the US dollars at the least, without, you know, the least expensive way. And so it didn't work out. And then again, lost the house, had attitudes about why they don't understand why the man won't take their money, because what can the man do with US dollars? This is not a place where US dollars is the currency, and it ain't nothing he can do with your US dollars. It's more work for them. So another thing, when you go to the ATM machine, now I know a lot of this should be common sense, but I'm putting it out there. When you go to the ATM machine and stick your debit card or your credit card in the machine, guess what's coming out? Some damn pesos. Ain't no US dollars coming out. So when you put your credit card in the machine, when you put your damn credit card or debit card in the ATM machine, and you see the option that say 200, 500, 1,000, so on and so on, and you check the option that say 500, why is you expecting 500 US dollars to come out that machine? 500 US dollars ain't coming out the machine. 500 pesos is coming out that machine. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to help y'all understand. Maybe y'all confused, and then here's the question some of these folks be asking. This is multiple people. This ain't just one person. This is multiple people. Why don't any of the ATM machines give me US dollars? You hear them crickets in the back? Why ain't the machines, how come them ATM machines don't give me US dollars? Because we ain't in the motherfucking USA. I'm sorry, excuse my friend. That's why the machine ain't giving you US dollars. You ever thought about that? We in damn Mexico. Have you ever been to the ATM machine in the United States and asked, how come the machines ain't giving us Canadian dollars? How come the machines in the US ain't giving us Mexican pesos? How come the damn ATM machines in the US ain't spitting back some damn, what they call the money in Hong Kong? Well, the reason the machines in Mexico ain't giving you no US dollars is because there's nowhere you can use the damn US dollars. Because the currency in Mexico is Mexico. If you want some US dollars out of an ATM machine, you gotta get on the plane, go out to the United States and do that. Now, I ain't saying there's no place in Mexico that don't spit out US dollars. Maybe they is. But don't be running around here asking these crazy daggone questions. You know what I mean? And why are you trying to pull out US dollars out of the, hola, buenas noches. Why are you trying to pull out US dollars out of an ATM machine in Mexico if everything is in Mexican currency? You know what I'm saying? This is the kind of craziness. And folks be catching attitudes, serious attitudes, and be mad about why the machines ain't working. You know what I'm saying? So, listen, Mexico is a beautiful place, but you got to come with the right attitude. I hear folks talking about how I don't understand how these folks so backwards, why they do things like this, why they do stuff like that. This just don't make no sense. These folks are just plain stupid. Now, if you chose to come here, you might want to question your own sanity about some of these things, because at the end of the day, it don't have to make sense to you. You know what I mean? You came here, and obviously you hadn't done enough research before you made a decision to come. You know what I mean? When you choose to come to these places, man, there's gonna be some differences. Don't mean your way is the right way. Don't mean our way or their way is the wrong way. It's just different culture. I've been meeting women, single women who's desperately looking for a man. And I'm only talking about this because it's women I hear this from. Desperately looking for a man. And guess what? They refuse, absolutely flat out refuse to date a local man because, particularly a local man that made less money than them. Once again, you're in damn Mexico, where the economics are completely different from that of the United States. So the vast majority of you women, single women, who looking to date are gonna make significantly more money than the men here when you earning US dollars. The economics are completely different. They're not even remotely close to being the same. And so when I hear you say, well, and then I'm looking at the other part of the women, many of the other women, well, I'm lonely. I'm tired of being by myself. Do you know anybody that I could just hang out with and spend some time with? I just want somebody to take me out to the movies. Just want somebody to hang out with from time to time. Oh, I hadn't had sex in a year. Blah, 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 blah. And you talking about you're lonely, but you want to look at their finances as if that's the only thing that determines whether or not they're a good person. Let me tell you something. Your money ain't squat because you make more. If you happen to hook up with a man who made less, and let's say you get engaged, you fall in love, get engaged, marry in, you move into an entirely different bracket. You're welcome into a local family. You're now part of the family, the culture. You win. You're not paying the same price that foreigners pay for stuff. You're gonna learn Spanish much faster because now you're living with Spanish. That man has a whole lot more value than just his paycheck. You know what I mean? I see a lot of these women running around, they getting stuff in their house and spiders and bugs and need stuff fixed and they can't find nobody. Oh, I need a man. And all these men running around here and turn them down because their paycheck ain't big as yours, or because you talking about, oh, I can't. I know, again, I ain't no woman, so I ain't authorized to talk on this topic. But again, these are women all up in my ear telling me this, while at the same time, and I'm going to interview one of these women who done wised up and dated some locals and gotten married, quite a few of them, believe it or not, in love with their husband, got all the benefits, got a man, got a husband that they love, husband love them, they got kids, been here 6, 7, 10 years. I met plenty women, black women, white women, who done married local and wouldn't change a damn thing. They got they little ring. Sometimes we got to put some of that foolishness to the side and start thinking for yourselves. Stop thinking about the money. And if you're going to think about the money, balance it out and be reasonable. The money system ain't the damn same, so you can't judge it the same way. Because he's making less doesn't mean he ain't working. Doesn't mean he ain't worth it. Doesn't mean he don't bring value and quality. The finances, the system is completely different. I mean, come on, use your head, use your brain. It ain't the same. That's the reason why many of you move down here, so you can take advantage of the lower costs, the lower economics. You know what I mean? So that means you have to take it all. Now, there's other countries you can go where the men make more money, but y'all don't want to go there. If that's important to you, take your behind to the place where they make more money. You know what I'm saying? Or my other favorite one, there ain't no black men in Mexico to date. No. There's Mexican men here. That me coming down here talking about I'm moving to Mexico or China or Taiwan, and I just want to date some black women. Probably ain't gonna be them many black women in damn Philippines. The dating pool is completely so again, I done packed up packed up my stuff, gave up everything I own to move to a country where I knew there wasn't no black men or no black women or whatever. And now I get down here and I'm surprised when I chose to move to Mexico. Come on. If you want to embrace the culture, embrace the whole damn thing. Get out of your damn way. Change them thinking. Change that stinking thinking. You know, so I got a lot more examples I can talk on because I done seen it all dealing with folks. So I'm gonna make another video. If y'all want me to follow up on this type of conversation about some of the nuances and the foolishness I see, let me know in the comments. Share your thoughts. Always, if you like to book a consultation, hit the website moveabroadandthrive.com. Email me cartess@cartessross.com. Find my content helpful, make a donation. Also, I got the Facebook, set up a brand new Facebook page. I got the link down below in the description. Go to the Facebook page, get signed up, start following us there. Cause I'm gonna be posting unique content there exclusively. My other Facebook page was banned, so got a new one. And we're starting from scratch. I'm out.